Back with Cam Abbott. Cam, we just talked about your pro experience in North America, and you decided to change continents. Talk to us about, first of all, was Norway, but just how hard was it to find a job in Europe? That was your next adventure, and how long did that process take?
Well, first, when you're undrafted, NHL, undrafted, and your college statistics don't maybe accurately reflect what you might be able to bring to a professional hockey team. You've got a hill to climb, and you need to convince a lot of people that they should give you a chance. We had a great opportunity down in Shreveport and made the most of it. That still wasn't enough to open a lot of doors for us in the hockey world. So we spent that summer probably $70, $80 in phone cards at the time, calling most teams across the major hockey countries in Europe, looking to see if we could parlay our experience in the Central Hockey League into an opportunity in Europe. In fact, there was a team at the time in the second league in Austria that offered us some schnitzel and about a couple €100 between the two of us a week, which we were grateful for. Potential opportunity in the English League, doing an MBA, which we were close to taking, but we ended up having a family friend that helped us with an opportunity on a tryout in the Norwegian Hockey League. And I'll tell you, after getting offered an opportunity to can fruit 12 months prior, when we got on the plane and bought our flights to try out for this team in Norway, it was going to, we weren't coming back without a contract. And that was I just today spoke with, or texted with a Norwegian friend from that experience. We went for it there, we really did, and made a big impact because of how bad we wanted to be professional hockey players. And that helped us get to further opportunities in Europe.
Well, you spent a long time in Europe as a player and as a coach, but I wanted to ask you too, you've talked about it, you're hard-nosed, you guys worked your butts off all the time. What was it like going into a European ice surface, maybe for the first time, a little bit more open and the play a little bit different too?
Bigger ice surface, you need to understand the game at a high level, and I think both Chris and I, not having exceptionally great skating technique, but we were very tenacious players, and we also like to talk about the game and how you could make better decisions on the ice. So that offered us an opportunity to have an impact. When we went to the Swedish Hockey League the year after Norway, it's top league in one of the top leagues in Europe and best league in Sweden. It involves a lot of skilled hockey players, and only 2 North American players were allowed per team at the time. So you had to figure it out quick, or you'd be very much out of place and without a job soon after that. So it was a great learning opportunity, and I think we showed a lot of growth as players as well during that period of time.
The adjustment for a player, I think, is easy, playing the game itself. But what about the lifestyle, the change of language, the food, all that? How long did it take to really get accustomed to? Well, the language is not easy either.
No, it was a challenging language for me to learn, Swedish in particular. But I found myself early on, there's a lot of comparing, and I've taken this as something to consider for a lot of people. When things are different, you don't have to compare them as being better or worse. They could just be that they're different. And in time, you might sense that your own opinions change a little bit, that maybe something you saw as being worse or not the right way earlier on might, in fact, have some merit to it. And there's also a lot of aspects of European culture that are a great way to live your life. And so take the best of every place that you live in. I think when you have an opportunity to live in multiple countries around the world and various different opportunities, it gives you a great perspective.
You're a left-handed shot, Chris is a right-handed shot, and you played together obviously in Europe. Was it the combination of you two, did you bring a little bit different aspect to the game that maybe a lot of people in Sweden hadn't seen at that time?
Yeah, Chris was a right shot centerman that was very effective on faceoffs and played a big role on a lot of the teams that we were a part of. Was a captain, I believe, for 6 of the 7 seasons
the
that we
first time,
played.
right? Canadian too?
Yeah, first time a non-Swedish guy was a captain in most of the teams that we played for. But at the same time, I like to think that you can lead in all different ways, and everybody on the team can be a leader. And I felt that in my role, a lot of it was a supporting role, but also could lead groups in how hard we needed to work. So he was an effective hockey player in that league. I think we both were for quite a while, and it actually gave us these opportunities afterwards in coaching and in management. I think because of the impact we had on people outside of the game and decision makers towards these roles that we find ourselves in now.
Great stuff. And we'll be back with more Wolves hockey after this.